Hey guys, I'm Bryson here, and as you guys know, I'm always looking for other ways out there to go out there and make more money, build more wealth, invest more money the correct way, put peanut butter on everything I actually love. But the idea is for this video right here, we're gonna hear from the founder of Millennial Money, all the videos that we react to on this channel, by the way, how he thinks the best method is to go out there and build wealth and basically get rich very quickly. I'm always looking for other ways to do things, and I want to find out exactly what his method actually is. If it involves crazy leverage, doing crazy things, I am going to say it is stupid, okay? I will not hold back, and by the end of this video, I'll tell you if I like it, or for example, I dislike it. You guys know the vibes already. Completely honesty here. And by the way, guys, do you guys like the lighting these days? Okay, the lighting here is looking amazing. It took me one change of the camera, and now my lighting is looking spectacular. Okay, comment down below. Do you like new lighting or do you not? Okay, if you don't, well, maybe I don't like you. Okay, I'm just kidding. Comment down below. Let me know though. Okay. Without further ado, let's see what's actually going on here. By the way, if you're new here, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified, and how about also dismantle the like button. Let's check out exactly what's going on here.
My best advice for building wealth quickly is to first...
What? Grand Sabatier went from broke to a millionaire in 5 years. By the way, that is not the rule. That is very anomalous. That is very rare. Okay, let me use that word right there. But it's an anomaly. Okay, I know the word. I just didn't know how to use it for a second.
Start with your full-time job. You want to be making as much money as possible. And in reality...
I agree. You want to make as much money as possible, and that to me is going to be, for example, your seed capital. By the way, I had never pictured that this guy, Grant Sabatier, sounds like a sabotager, right? Sabatier, you know, very fancy name, by the way, would be basically the creator of Millennial Money. But you never know. You never know. Pretty solid though. Let's hear what his advice is. But the reason you want to have a job that makes you a lot of money is basically, if you're gonna be spending your time doing something, might as well get paid a lot of money, and with that money, go out there and build something else with it. Okay, that's usually what my advice is.
Most people are actually leaving a lot of money on the table. A vast majority of Americans believe they deserve a raise, but then
Oh, that is very true. That is very true. You know, negotiating a raise is very important. And by the way, I love Asian cultures. You know why? Asian cultures and also Indian cultures. There's so much negotiation going on. Even when you're buying a piece of apple, right? There's so much negotiation going on. In America, whatever the price is, it's whatever the price is most of the times. But again, usually when you go to get a job or whatever, and you say like, hey, what's the wage here? It's $15. Well, can you do 18? Right? Because that's the ongoing wage. You know, there is room to negotiate. Whatever the wage is, it is not fixed. That is right there a negotiation going on. There's the idea that basically you should be happy. You should be sustained with whatever they offer you. Don't be ungrateful. The answer is no. No. Negotiate.
they don't go and ask for one. They're too afraid that if they ask, they're gonna get fired, or they...
That is true, by the way. You know, and by the way, you shouldn't ask for a raise if you know for a fact you don't deserve one. But if you're performing correctly, and there's also, for example, a trial way to ask for a raise, like, hey, I've been doing this much work, what else can I do, all these things, and just show that you're a valuable piece of a team. You know, one good employee can kind of pay for two terrible ones, you know. By the way, Ramit Sethi, that's his name, the guy is right here, Ramit Sethi. The guy does great work when it comes to like just like basic things like, hey, how do you negotiate for a raise? He has a great website. It's called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I'm not sponsored or anything with this guy, but he has a great website on that stuff, so that's why I'm recommending him. So great guy.
They have some fear of authority, and so they just keep working, and they don't make as much money as possible.
Yeah. I learned a very long time ago that, you know, I respect the boss that I actually have, but I refuse to be like, you know, like some people like have a job and they're like, no, but what if the boss does this? Oh no, I gotta do things. Says no, I have a job to perform here. We're all professionals. I'm not gonna do something I don't need to do. You know, I'll go beyond my job sometimes to actually prove myself, but no one is gonna boss. Being a boss, right, is being a boss. But being a leader is a lot better than having, for example, one of those grumpy bosses that you see, for example, in the movies and so on. So I stand up for myself, and so should you. And by the way, statistically saying, women tend to be, for example, a lot more less confrontational. If you're a lady watching this video, stop that, okay? If you know you deserve something, you gotta ask for it. And by the way, it's not me saying this, it's basically statistics showing this stuff. Women just tend to be like a little bit less like, they tend to be more compliant with things, okay? Don't be compliant with these things, okay? If you deserve a raise and you know it, go ahead and ask for it if you deserve it.
It costs the average company about 40 to 60% of your salary to replace you.
Wow. Now that right there, I had no idea about. Okay, 40 to 60% to actually replace you. It's the same idea, for example, with any other company out there. For example, like your phone bill company or credit card company, just to acquire you, it might cost between $500 to $1,000, right? So if you ask for maybe like a discount, it might as well give you that, because to acquire a new customer is gonna cost them even more money. So this is actually now if you walk in and you're like, hey, I know it's gonna cost you this much to replace me. I don't want to be replaced, okay? That might be a very, very too straightforward way to ask for a raise. You might look, no one likes to feel like they're getting finesse, okay? No one wants to feel like, oh, you're trying to hold me hostage here. Don't use that tactic, but I want to hear what he has to say though.
Most employees have a lot more leverage to negotiate a raise than they think they do. Here
I agree.
my top tips to ask for a raise. Do the research on what you should be getting paid.
And yes. You know, people say, for example, well, my company doesn't have the budget. I don't care. You know, this is a free market, right? So whatever skill I have, it's my job to go out there and give that person and be rewarded for my skills, right? My skills have a certain amount of number that actually I'm supposed to get paid. So you go out there, you go on Indeed.com, and you go all those job websites, say, hey, here is the average wage. You don't want to show up and be like, hey, I want a raise. Why? Because I want one, right? You got to show up with all of your research. Hey, here's the average wage within my field, within my experience, and I actually do a lot more. Okay, so I'm not asking for anything more than it is, but I need a raise. And by the way, I would never go in negotiating what I actually want. Usually, you want a little higher number to then negotiate down to what you really want. If I want to get paid $10 an hour, I start at 12. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, you got me, Ted. $10 it is. However, I just wanted a $10 raise anyways. Okay, so it doesn't make. But he thinks he won though, or she thinks she won.
A vast majority of people aren't getting paid their market value, and your market value is simply the amount of money that another company.
Oh yeah, Glassdoor. Glassdoor is awesome.
Would pay someone like you based on your skills and your experience.
And by the way, again, remember, right? For a business, you are, for example, how do I say this? You're very important because you have a job to do. And by the way, the thing is, when you hire an employee, it's not like you pay them money and that's it. It's more like you pay them money, and for every like $100 that you pay them, they make you a lot more money. That's the idea. The business makes a profit from you. All you're asking is for what you're actually worth. They're still gonna make money from you. If a business is not profitable, usually you don't want to be there. Okay, because they'll pay you maybe a good amount of money, but eventually it's probably gonna go broke. Just be very careful. And by the way, sometimes if you get paid extra money, it's okay to squeeze out the money out the business. But if you're not and you're kind of like in danger, the answer is always keep in mind what the market is giving you.
Keep a Google Doc or just notes on your phone, and note every time that you've gone above and beyond your job description.
Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome. You know. I remember my fiance once, she was working this job and she hated the job so much. She had to do the manager's work, right? That's how crazy it was. And by the way, no, that was not a part of the job description. On top of that, when it was time to actually give her a promotion, they actually brought somebody else from outside, and my fiance had to go ahead and train that person. And that's what she said, hey, you know what? I'm done here. There's no appreciation here. I'm done here, you know? But I think there should have been like a little bit more negotiation on her side. And also, for example, maybe like if you don't like the location, go to another location. But the goal is, yeah. If you keep track of that stuff, hey, my job description is this. I've been going beyond. And when you show them that, they're like, they know what you've been doing, but they just don't let anybody take advantage of you. Okay, that's the idea here. No one's entitled to you to go beyond. You're getting paid for what you're supposed to do. But don't be like, I'm not doing that. It's not about my job description. No, just write it down. Make a list. So when you ask for a raise, be like, hey, here's why I'm asking for a raise. You're asking me for more than I'm supposed to be doing, honestly.
And then by the time that you're ready to go in to negotiate a raise or a bonus, you'll have all of that information.
Yeah.
When you actually ask, when you ask is extremely important. If you're
Yeah, that is very true, by the way. You don't want to show up to your boss when you know like there's a crazy deadline on deck and you're like, hey, I will quit. And and this deadline will not be met. You know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to hold anyone hostage. You want to show up when the time is right. You know, people are kind of calm. You're like, hey, want to talk to you about something and all those things, right? But you don't want to show up when things are kind of like a little hectic.
Your boss is upset, you're not gonna get a raise.
Yes, sir.
If you go in on a Monday morning, you are not going to get a raise.
No one wants to be there on a Monday morning. I don't know. That's like a big thing. You know, I love Mondays. You know, I love Mondays. it's kind of hard to me to transition from work mode to like weekend mode. I have like a very hard time with that, but I'm getting better at it though, because I just didn't know what the difference was. I just made a video every single day.
The best time to ask is Friday before noon.
Oh, that is actually a very good technique, you know, because Friday, everyone's so happy. What is it? What do they call it? TGI Friday? Thank God it's Friday. Yeah, that's what they call it, right? So everyone is super happy about it. Oh my gosh, I started the video over. Where was I? I don't know where I was.
Just notes on your phone.
Okay, hold up.
Monday morning, you are not noon. People are excited about the weekend. It's been a long week. You know, you got to find that sweet spot when you've had enough coffee and your boss has had enough coffee, and that's when you're going to make the ask. So
there you go.
Once you go in, the ask is really, really important.
Okay, guys, let's hear what the ask is like.
You don't just go in kind of nervous and say, I want $10,000. You don't want to do that.
You wanna have all your research. You wanna be calm. You wanna be coming with like all your information here. Here's my market value. Here's every time I've gone beyond the job description. Here's what I do to this company. Here's what I want for this company. I just wanna keep growing inside of here, right? You wanna make it be like, hey, I really wanna be a part of this company and I really wanna contribute. I never wanna have someone working for me where basically the only thing they care about is money. I'm not interested in those people, because in reality, really good employees, right? They want to do a lot more. Like, you get paid, obviously, right? But it's all about, for example, like, hey, it has to be beyond the money side. Money's important. You should be getting paid the amount of money you actually deserve. But it's also about, like, what else can you offer? You know what I mean?
You want to first lead with, hey, you know, I've really enjoyed working here for the past year.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And by the way, it kind of sounds like you're about to quit, like a little bit, right? Like, I love working here, by the way. I love your hair, but it's not you, it's me. You know what I mean? I
love seeing the company grow and being a part of the growth. And I really can see myself being here for a long time.
There you go. There you go. Saying, I want to be here for a long time. You know, they want to have you be a part of it. But it's also, however, though. And
then you transition, you make the ask. You know, I've been analyzing how much other people get paid in my position at other companies. And
by the way, there's a very cool thing here. And it's whether you kind of say like, hey, I know the average person in my company gets paid this much, or saying, for example, I know basically like what the outside actually gets paid. You know, it's a very different thing. But by the way, you might be working for someone like right next to you, like you and your friend have the same job, but you get paid different amount of money, right? It's kind of like what things are secretly in a way, right? But yeah, it doesn't matter if you have the same amount of money, like same job as the other person, you might still get paid more money because you actually asked for that raise. Raise you're not given is something that you actually asked for, okay?
A few recruiters have reached out to me with some other opportunities, and I think that it's fair, based on my research, that I should be making 15% more.
Wow. And that is, and by the way, when you say that, like, what does that create? It creates scarcity, right? The scarcity is, hey, I have an employee here and they're about to leave because why? More people actually want this item, right? This person here, not an item. And you kind of want to like bend to that, right? I like that a lot.
You're more likely to get a raise if you ask in a percentage than in a dollar amount.
That's very interesting. One thing I found out, it's very technical stuff, guys, okay? But I also found out that whenever you use odd numbers to actually ask for something, people think that you actually know what you're talking about even more. If I say, for example, hey, I actually want a raise of around $10,000, you're like, it's kind of a vague number. But if you say, I actually want a raise of $10,233.75, okay? You're like, wait, that was a very specific number, right? You must know something, right? So I believe this.
Percentages are abstract. When people ask for dollar amounts, you immediately think about what that can buy. I think, ooh, okay. $15,000, that could buy a...
Alexa, stop. This lady, man, reminds me every single time at the same time. I need to stop
First class trip to Europe. That could buy a nice used car.
And you might say, for example, tell me, but it's none of their business, you know? It's just the psyche, right, of people. So if you understand psychology, that's all sales actually is, you know, psychology. I recommend a book. It's called Never Split the Difference. That's a great book. I think his name is Robert Glass. I'm pretty sure that is. But yeah, Never Split the Difference. It's like a red and yellow book. I put it right here. Danny, Never Split the Difference. It's a great book on negotiation.
And then once you make that ask, a lot of bosses, they might be taken aback and they'll probably say, oh, you know, I need a little time to think about it. But you never want to leave it open-ended.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's actually very interesting. Always schedule a follow-up meeting. Yeah, I actually agree with that, you know, because leaving things open-ended is kind of like, when will it happen? You know, when will this happen? You got to put a deadline. Okay, you need more time? for when can we reschedule this meeting. You know, I agree.
Always schedule the follow-up meeting, because if not, all of a sudden you're going to be waiting there, and your boss, they might be using it as a delay tactic, or they might even forget entirely.
Yeah, and then you might feel kind of like messed up in a way, right? Like, I had a conversation with you, you're ignoring me, you're this, you're avoiding me, but they might have forgotten too, you know? So it's important to like put a deadline on it, put it on the calendar.
So you have to be your own advocate, and that is how you get paid as much as possible.
I like this, man. I like this. But the title of this video was, here's how you build wealth fast. But the title should have been, hey, here's how you get a raise at your job. But maybe that wasn't going to get a lot of views or whatever it is, right? But this video did pretty well, you know. And by the way, do I agree with this? The answer is yes. You know, wealth starts at your skill and also at the income you actually get. And yes, it's okay to go out there and negotiate. You know, I remember having a job where like the standard pay was only minimum wage. I could not stand that, you know, because even though I did more work than my not really my friend, but like my co-workers and so on, it made no difference, you know. So I love jobs that give you kind of like an idea to say like, hey, if I am performing more and more and more and more, I should get paid more and more and more, you know. But then again, that job was like work study, so they had like very strict guidelines there. But I love the idea of saying like, hey, look up the market. What's the going wage? B, go ahead and say, hey, every time I've gone beyond my job, right? Meaning that, hey, I'm going above, so I should get paid for that also. And 3, going in there at the right time. I love the Friday before noon idea, because everyone is so excited about Friday and going to getting home on the weekend and all that stuff. It's awesome. It's awesome. I actually like this video a lot, guys, okay? And once you get that raise, well, if you can live on what you had before, use that money to then go ahead and invest and build more wealth and more wealth and more wealth. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And comment down below and let me know, are you going to ask for a raise? And if you do, comment down below and let me know how you're going to do it. Or if you have, how did you do it? Share some tips if we're not here. That way, it could also help other people. And by the way, of course, I'm going to go ahead and give this video right here a like, because I actually did like this video right here. So there you go. You get a like, okay? And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Also, if you want to join me on other channels, links down below. On top, if you want to DM me on Instagram, Tommy Bryson. Here's the Instagram right here at Tommy Bryson. My only Instagram, nothing else, at Tommy Bryson, the way it is spelled, okay? Don't get scammed by anybody else. On top, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace.